Hey, it's me, Shane, Gemini Garage, and another video for you today. Kind of a must-have, cool must-have tool. Also just home improvement, radio equipment. Fits under a lot of different categories because you can do a lot of things with it. And that is, of course, the Lazy Susan here. I got one sitting on top of here. This is kind of what a more traditional one might have on it, or one from a long time ago anyways. I'm not sure how popular these still are nowadays. I know when I was growing up, you know, they were really popular, and then because that was a time period when a lot of people just made stuff, so you had people making all kinds of different stuff out of everything, and then so got one on underneath the boat anchor base station here. Really great for this kind of stuff here. Just really can't say enough about it. I think this one, these here are 12-inch ones, and I think they're about between $10 and $15 shipped, depending on where you can find them. You know how that goes. One day they're one price, the next day they're something else. But eBay, Amazon, etc. If you'll indulge me for just a second, I'd like to go into a real quick little history lesson about the Lazy Susan, because it is kind of a cool little piece of equipment there. Okay, what I'm going to read here, this is Wikipedia, so this is not necessarily carved in stone. There are some questions about the exact name of this and the origins of it, like a lot of things from a long time ago, but basically it's just called a turntable or a rotating table of some kind, or something, a tray that you would put on something that rotates. And again, this is kind of the same type of thing that you'd have in like a microwave oven, right? You've got your little wheels and then the plate that sits on top, and then it rotates. So that's pretty much the category that this falls under here. And then it says, originally, apparently, it was called a dumb waiter. That's funny. Called the dumb waiter. They think Thomas Jefferson invented it, or had a hand in inventing it. And apparently he had a daughter named Susan. So he invented this dumb waiter for his daughter named Susan. And then, of course, you can imagine as time went on, people probably said, yeah, that's Susan. She's kind of a lazy. Oh, ain't she? And they're probably like, yeah, what's that thing he made? She's so lazy. What's that thing he made for? Yeah, that Lazy Susan thing. And then, I mean, you know how it goes, right? Anyways, there's a lot weirder things in history than that, right? So, but it does say to go on here that regardless of the origins of the name, by 1917 it was advertised in Vanity Fair as a revolving server or Lazy Susan. And then apparently back in the day when people lived more in multi-level houses and structures, there was also, the term was also used for, they had kind of like these elevators, foods, not one you would get in, but one that, you know, you would put in food items or plates or whatever, and just, you know, move those up and down through floors. Those got to be known as a Lazy Susan as well, according to this article. So if you want to know more about it, you know, you can look it up. I just kind of wanted to give you a quick idea of how long this thing's been around. Quite a long time. Probably versions or variations of it go back, you know, even before, you know, our modern history. So anyways, with that, I'm going to show a few more examples of how you'd use this thing, and get into a couple of interesting conversations about it, and that'll be that. So stick with me. Okay, so as I said before, these things go back quite a long ways, and they seem to have originated in the kitchen and the serving area, but as the years have went on, people use them for a lot of different things, and of course that I'm no exception there. But just to kind of give you an idea of what these were maybe or are more traditionally used for, you know, you've of course got your you know, your spaghetti here, maybe your apple cider vinegar, some breadcrumbs and some honey. Don't forget the hot sauce and the olive oil. And I mean, you know, no Lazy Susan with all that stuff is going to be much without DO-104 on it. Gotta have one of those. Hey, think about it. You got a microphone collection, or let's see. You could probably put, 4 D104s on here. Have a pretty slick looking collection there. So there you go. Yeah, no, that's enough of that. Great for if you've got a situation with your coffee pot here. These things are always a pain sometimes when you're trying to fill it. You got to move it out, or maybe just, lots of other situations where it's nice to be able to move your coffee pot or other countertop appliances around a little bit. And of course the old standby of having it under a sink or in a cabinet or wherever, just to put your stuff on. Especially if you're into something a lot, and you kind of have limited space. Great for that. And while this particular cabinet here does not have a Lazy Susan inside of it, a lot of corner cabinets or cupboards and kitchens like this had large ones in there. There'd be a large, 3 or 4 foot around couple discs Lazy Susan that you could spin around for your pots and pans or whatever. Or your refrigerator. And did I forget to mention, it's pretty good for radios. Alright, well there you go. I hope that gave you some good and useful ideas for the Lazy Susan here. Like I said, really great for large radios, audio, video equipment, if you have any old computers, monitors, that kind of stuff. So a lot of people still use stuff like that because it still works, old speakers, all kinds of things like that. Like I said, they make these things, you can get these kits where you can kind of make them yourself. One of them is almost just kind of like what you'd find on an old bar stool. It's a couple of metal plates with some bearings in there. So you could make your own really heavy-duty one out of wood for your shop or something out on your your patio or your garden. But they make these in wood, metal, glass. And they've been making them a long time, so if you want one with a little bit of style and a little bit of flair, go on eBay or hit the garage sales and you can probably find something pretty cool. So anyways, with that, like I said, I hope that inspires you to get one and or make one and put it to good use. And until the next video, Shane, Gemini Garage. Dumb waiter breaking for Lazy Susan. A dumb waiter breaking for Lazy Susan. Oh, I was doing some research. You know what a Lazy Susan is, right?
Something you put in the middle of the dining room table?
Yeah, 10-4. Well, before they called it a Lazy Susan, they called it a dumb waiter. And so, I don't know, that just sounded like some kind of a couple of radio handles that needed to be made. The Lazy Susan breaking for the dumb waiter.
Well, dumb waiter is where you put your dirty clothes and it goes down to the basement where the washing machines are.
10-4.
Don't you ever watch The Three Stooges?